What is divine femininity? It's a phrase that's thrown around casually, especially in relation to Black women who are accused of masculinity, as if history didn't dictate that we have to do everything solo. Thinking about that history I refer to, think of slavery, thinking of families being ripped apart and women's hearts being broken over and over again and having to pick them up. I learned about epigenetics, how certain traumas are passed down, not just from our mamas, but from generations before us. Pain, fears, personality traits that we don't know why they're there or where they come from, but they are just part of our makeup. I thought femininity was makeup, a beat face. I thought femininity was a fat ass and a small waist, desirability, men chasing me, being called pretty. But the thing that truly taught me about divine femininity was breast cancer. Let me explain, because I know that doesn't compute in most people's brains. How can an illness change how you present yourself to the world? I've been married for about 13 years, I believe. And in those 13 years, the majority of that time has been me being a control freak, having specific ways in which I want things done, how we raise our son, how our house is designed, cleaning schedules, how we present as a couple. I was obsessed with control, not just in that area of my life, but in all of them. But I had no idea how much it showed up in my home until I couldn't take care of the things that I considered my own responsibilities. I realized that I was taking on so much. And once I started chemotherapy and the process of that medicine robbing me of energy and independence, it forced me to sit down. It forced me to depend on my husband, who has always been more than capable, who has always wanted to take on more than I allowed. And I finally allowed because I had to. And at first it was hard. Things were not done the way I would do them. Laundry was folded not in my Marie Kondo way, but it still got done. He took care of our son in a way that showed me that I didn't have to coddle him, but that he could learn independence and grow up. Cancer forced us all to grow up, and I learned that femininity is not how I present on the outer, but it's rest. It's rest and confidence in the people around me. It's rest in being assured that God has got me, that I don't need to worry, that I don't need to put everything on my back like a knapsack of trouble and stress. That part of why I was depressed is because I thought I had to do everything. I'm a leader at my job, and when I walked away to take care of my health, to take care of myself, I promised that I wouldn't be on email, that I would trust the people with the details that I left behind to take care of projects that were mine. And they did that so beautifully that I realized, oh, they don't need me. And there's so much freedom in realizing that you don't need to do everything. And some of that freedom came from recognizing that I am a queen and carrying myself in the way that queens should be treated. It's funny, I'm married to a gentleman, but I used to be the one to walk in front and open doors, and a switch went off and I started to wait for him to open the door for me, and he did so easily. And it sounds so simple, but it meant so much to me and showed me that femininity is setting an expectation, not just with lovers, but in every situation. It's walking with my head high. It's knowing when to smile. It's knowing when to speak up. It's knowing when to encourage. It's knowing when to check. It's putting rose and jasmine oil on my neck and all over my body. It's smelling good. It's doing what I need for my body to function the way it should. It's taking a nap when I'm sleepy. It's feeding my belly when I'm hungry. It's committing to my skin routine. It's breath work so that I could think clearly. It's honoring every part of me. It's vulnerability. And there ain't nothing wrong with masculinity, just to be clear. We are not meant to be just one thing. We all possess both qualities. I wish life weren't considered so binary. It's part of the reason I stopped calling God he and started calling God they, because God is made in our image, and the image of humanity is so limited depending on what country you're living in. And I am an American, even though my roots are Nigerian. And this Puritan ideal of he, she, is what puts us in a box of what we think femininity is. This binary concept of he and she is part of the problem. So I dropped them. I love my masculine. It comes out when I need to be a boss. It comes out when I need to get messages across. It comes out when there's disrespect tossed my way. It comes out sometimes when I have something to say and it needs to come across clearly. It comes out when I listen to my favorite rapper, Jay-Z, when I need that boss energy, that aspiration. It even comes out with my lover, and I won't get into detail, but I will say that there's more than one or two ways to be. To me, that is divine femininity, taking care of me, knowing on the inside that I have a reason to have pride, that I could put my worries aside and have time to take care of myself, time to prioritize my health, time to do the things that make me feel great. And I feel great. I walk in rooms and change the energy. Femininity is breath work in public. It's Kundalini stretching when I need it, and it doesn't matter who's looking at me. And it's crazy because I start doing my yoga in a room and I open my eyes and the people around me are stretching. Femininity is the ability to lead, to make places more positive than they were when I walked in them. I love this. Honesty being expressed in this poem. Man, this process, I tell you, is helping me grow. And I used to write poems every day on a blog, but fatigue from radiation therapy has it so that I can't return to my own routines that I used to have. My fingers still feel numb from neuropathy, and holding a pen or sitting at my desk and typing just ain't where I am right now, but speaking, it comes so naturally. Femininity is what comes naturally. Femininity is not titties either. I had a double mastectomy and realized that despite what is happening with my body, I am a woman because that is who I declare to be. Part of my cancer treatment is hormone therapy, so I'm put into artificial menopause. And having my period on pause, having my fertility stopped for a few years, makes me realize that all of my fears of my womanhood being taken away was false evidence appearing real. It was fake. Like the Creator, I am that I am. That is divine. That is mine. That is my birthright. That is what feels right. And lastly, femininity is prayer. It's talking to God inside of me. It's expressing gratitude for every blessing. It's living life with my eyes open. It's doing exercises to keep my heart chakra open. Femininity is open. It's not closed. It's not about clothes or dresses. It's not about trying to impress. Femininity is who I be on most days. And if there comes a day where that's not what I want to do, then I will honor that too, because that is divine. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.